it begins the same. What's a passion of yours?
Mm-hmm.
I don't make the restriction of anything. It can be work and family here.
Mm-hmm.
And the person will give a cocktail party answer, usually again, for the same reasons. They don't want to be evaluated. They don't want to be judged. And the next thing I do is what I call a confirmation clarification cycle.
Okay.
I ask questions about what you said,
Mm-hmm.
where I try to avoid putting myself into it.
Mm-hmm.
Just asking you to clarify or to confirm what you said.
Mm-hmm.
What I observe happens when we do that is that, see, when I ask you your passion, the passion is in your head.
Mm-hmm.
For you, you're more open than most people. You're more willing to be vulnerable than most people are. That's been my perception.
Sure.
And for most people, they have something they want to talk about. People really want to talk about what they care about.
Mm-hmm.
They just don't want to be judged about it. So they also have a protection there, something blocking that from coming forward. And when you ask someone, if you said what you said and I start talking about it, if you said travel and I start saying, oh, travel, I love Paris, I was just there, and let me tell you about Paris, let me tell you, you would probably be like, he just asked me so he could talk.
Mm-hmm.
By simply asking clarification and confirmation questions, each time I ask without putting my stuff on top, it lowers that barrier a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
And by not trying to push you forward,
Mm-hmm.
eventually that barrier comes down. The person really opens up and starts sharing what they care about.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of people, when I tell them the exercise, they think, isn't it pushy to keep asking?
No, I didn't feel you were being pushy.
That's the observation. So sometimes when a third person watches two people doing it, they might think that the person asking is like asking the same questions over and over again. The person being asked, generally, it feels like, at first you're like, why are they asking me? But then they seem to really care.
Mm-hmm.
Is that how you felt?
Yeah. Well, the other thing is, it was interesting for me because it caused me to reflect on myself in a different way. I think most people, we're mostly interested in our own lives, so it's nice to have an opportunity to think about your own life.
To do this exercise, it forces the person doing it to put the other person first.
Mm-hmm.
My main goal is to understand what you're getting at.
Mm-hmm.
So the more that I clarify, the more that I confirm, eventually I get to what I call a universal emotion.
Mm-hmm.
An emotion that when someone says it, anyone at any time and any place would say, I get that.
Mm-hmm.
So if someone says, I'm in it for the money, well, I know of cultures, prehistoric, where they were human beings, but they didn't have money.
Right.
So they had motivations that they would not understand, I'm doing it for the money.
Right.
So I'm like, what's the money for?
Right.
And if now someone says, I do it because I want to protect my family, to me, that feels universal to me. It's going to feel different for different people.
Yeah.
Or if someone says, I do it because I'm really competitive with my friend, to me, that resonates with me. I like to do things for competition. That's a universal emotion. So when you say, I want to improve other people's lives, that feels like a pretty universal thing.
Yeah.
To me, though, I kept pressing a little bit more because I felt like that's something for others, but I felt like, you might remember, I was like, what about for you? And you said fun.
That's where I learned things and fun.
Learning and fun. I was like, that's a universal emotion.
Yeah, good.
The exercise we did up to that point was how to make people feel understood. It makes people feel comfortable sharing what they could be vulnerable about, and it's generally a strong, powerful emotion of theirs.